This is the loaner that Tesla gave me while my car is in the shop, and it's been pretty good, but do you guys hear a rumbling sound? What is that? It's getting closer. Oh, snap! So I'm here at the Tesla Service Center in Chicago, and they are going to be taking a look at my Model 3 that's got the squeaky front suspension. Also, my frunk is not opening. The primary actuator has failed. So they are going to be taking a look at that for me. In the meantime, I believe they are getting me another Model 3 as a loaner, and I'll be checking that out, and I'll keep you guys posted. And this is it. This is my loaner car. It is a long-range Model 3. You see it's got the 18-inch arrows. I thought this was interesting. It's got a line underneath it like a performance model. However, this is not a performance model. You'll see that it's got the regular silver brake calipers and 18-inch arrow wheels. So I thought maybe it's a sleeper, but I'll show you that it is not. So if you look at the center screen here, if I go to software, you'll see that this is a long-range dual motor. It does not say performance there. And also, if you go to driving, you've got chill and standard. There is no sport. It would say sport right there if this was a performance model. You'll also notice that chill and standard is grayed out. I cannot select that. That is from the dealership or the service center. They locked it out into chill mode to keep me from racing it. I guess they know me too well. But yeah, so enhanced autopilot, standard connectivity, okay. It's got 14,000 miles on it. Some interesting things here. Look, it actually came with a Nomad charging pad. One thing I can say is I do not miss this piano black. If you've noticed my car, I put a white vinyl wrap covering this, and it really makes a big improvement to the center console area. This just looks horrible. And I just hosed it off and moved it back in the garage. I know I've been playing the guessing game with how old this car is, but if you want to know for sure like when it was built, it's always going to be in the door jamb down here. If you see right there, this is from October of 2018. So this is a model 2018. So it is older than my car, but it has a lot less miles. This has 14,000 miles. Mine has 57,000 miles. So it's in pretty good shape. All right, guys, so I've got a story to tell. As you can see, I'm in the loaner Tesla Model 3, and I am on my way to Tesla right now, the service center. It is a Sunday. They are closed, and I am about to work on my own car that I'm paying them to fix. All right, so the good news is they've already removed the frunk tray here, so I don't have to disassemble all that. Basically, the bottom line is they say that they found corrosion on some wiring harness somewhere or some sensor that is causing the actuator to fail. There's your actuator right there. I don't know what they're talking about. Looks like they've already unplugged some of the stuff here. Yeah, I'm gonna go through this and just see what it is they're talking about. I don't personally see it, but if I do, I'll let you know. But for now, what I'm gonna do is just disassemble the frunk power kit so it's back to factory, and that way they'll fix it, because they said they don't want to touch anything that has not been, I guess, come from the factory at Tesla. So they won't touch any aftermarket parts, nothing like that. And of course, they're going to claim that the aftermarket part is what caused the actuators to fail. Here's your primary actuator, and here's your secondary down here. So yeah, I'm not seeing it, but let me go ahead and just take all this out, and we'll just go from there. All right, I just replaced the struts on this, and believe it or not, that was one of the most difficult parts. And the reason is because on the factory struts, the release are on the sides here. You see, like right there? But on these hand show ones, you have to reach down to the bottom from underneath, from the underside, where there's a little indentation there, and pry it out that way. You can't reach it really from the side. And that's all good and all. This side was okay to do, but this side took me a good 15 minutes just fiddling with this, because you can't get a screwdriver or a tool underneath from here to go up into there to pry it off. So I was going through my toolkit. I just happened to bring a bunch of tools, and of all things, the thing that helped me the most was a paint can opener that I just happened to have from a previous job around the house I was working on. This, I knew I was going to need something with some sort of a hook that I could hook underneath and kind of pry out. And everything I tried with all my screwdrivers and flatheads and all that was not working. This really helped me. I actually had to use that in conjunction with my my flathead screwdriver. So I was prying with one end to raise it up a little bit, and then with my other hand sticking this in there to kind of grab hold of it. And with both screwdriver and this tool together pushing at the same time, it popped off. So I got lucky there. But yeah, it's super easy to install, but to take those off, it was a booger. So I'm undoing all the wiring, and I do see corrosion on this unit right here. This is the one that comes from Hanshow though. This isn't a Tesla part, and they're saying that this corrosion here caused the actuator to fail, and I'm just not buying that. But it is their it's their show to run, so you got to play the game, I guess. All right, so I am done removing everything. So I went ahead and I redid the harnesses here, removed the electric harness that attaches here. I left the Hanshow spring on here just because it's a lighter spring. It'll make it easier for me to close the frunk. I do have the factory spring as well, that if I've got any other problems, I can just replace that. And Tesla shouldn't give me any trouble about that. It's a stupid spring. So I left everything else unplugged that Tesla had unplugged. Like this goes to the button, the release button that goes right here. And this one goes to the actuator. They had that unplugged. I didn't want to touch that in case they're working on that. So yeah, everything else is how it was. Undid the ground, removed the brains of it, the computer there, unconnected the battery and the fuse. So everything is back to stock. They should be happy to work on this now. There's no extra things in there for them to complain about. And you don't see this every day. So they do have it in service mode. You'll see that it is speed limited. Interesting. All right, so I just wanted to talk briefly about my experience so far and everything that's going on with the car. So just to keep you up to date, I brought the car in for service for 3 things. I wanted them to fix the squeaky suspension up front. I wanted them to fix the latch on the frunk because I couldn't get it to open. and I wanted them to do an alignment check to see if my alignment is within spec for Tesla. The reason for that is because when I did my last tire rotation and right before I bought the new tires, I inspected the tires, and there was a lot of excessive balding on the inside of the front tires. That usually is an alignment issue. It's just a negative camber where the tire's kind of tilted on its side a little bit. It puts extra wear on that inside part of the tread, and it may be within spec for Tesla, but I just wanted to be double sure, so I'm having them do a check on that. If it's within spec, they're not going to do anything. If it's out of spec, then they will be doing an alignment as well. Now, the problem with the other two components, the front suspension and also the frunk, they're not related, but they do go hand in hand with repairing the issue. So at first, the first day, I brought it in on Thursday. Today's Sunday, by the way. And I've had a loaner car, so I've been very thankful for that. So I haven't been too, burdened with trying to find rides to work and whatnot. So I did get another Model 3 long range. They do have it locked into chill mode, so that does kind of take the thrill of driving away, but it is what it is. I'm just thankful I have a car to drive, so we're good there. They spent most of the day Thursday trying to get the frunk to open, and they could not get it to open. They had a manager walk in, and he took a quick look and said, "This has aftermarket parts. That's a power frunk. You're not supposed to even be touching this thing. Why are you even working on it?" So they stopped working on the car and let it sit there all day Friday. I talked to my service advisor, who's been really great, by the way. His name's James, good guy. James said he didn't want me to walk away with my car not fixed. They were not able to even check the suspension because they need to get the frunk open to get to the top part of the shocks. I guess they needed to loosen that up to get the upper control arm off if they were going to swap that. I have not done any work on the suspension of this car yet, so I don't know if that's true, if they need to get to the top part of the shock to do that, but it is possible. I've seen that type of design before. So basically my car was there for a couple days and nothing was really done. I still had a squeaky front suspension and a locked frunk. So then after talking to James, my service advisor, he said that he's going to talk to the lead tech and see if there's something else they can do on Saturday and bring it in first thing Saturday morning and do that. So they had the car, so they started working on it Saturday morning. They were able to get the frunk open. So that's the good news. The bad news is that they said that they're not able to really fix the problem because it's got aftermarket parts, and they're not allowed to touch any aftermarket parts, any aftermarket wiring of any kind. So they're not able to do repair the frunk part. But while the frunk was open, they were able to take care of the front suspension. So the front suspension is now working properly. It's not squeaking anymore, and that is fixed. So after they fixed the front suspension, the main thing left was fixing that frunk to where it's not going to lock once they close the hood down. James gave me basically two options. Either we shut the hood down and you just can't get into your frunk again, it's up to you, or you come over here and remove all that third-party stuff and then we can touch the car again. They're saying that it was the third party, that there was corrosion on the third party wiring harness that caused the actuator to fail. It could. there's no way to prove or disprove that, but since this is, you know, their deal, they're calling the shots. Also, I'm trying to bargain with them on getting me a discount of some sort on the repair costs. I'm not going to fight them too much on this. You know, you want to be on their good side. You don't want to piss them off even more and them just bill you, you know, an exorbitant amount of hourly labor. So that was my two options: either not fix the frunk and just deal with it being closed, or have them fix it, but I have to come down to take all the third-party stuff off the car. So I decided to do the latter. I went on today, Sunday. They're closed on Sunday, so they left the car in the parking lot with the frunk latch undone, so I can just go there and raise it up. Car's locked up. You know, nobody's gonna come mess with under the frunk of the car. Nobody's even gonna know to try that. So they left it unlocked for me as far as the front goes by removing part of the latch. And so I went on Sunday. It took me about 35 minutes or so to remove all that stuff. The big majority of that time was just trying to get that driver's side strut removed, just because you got to get to the bottom of that strut to release the latch that holds it on. But other than that, it was an easy disassembly. Everything is back to factory as far as the front goes, so they should be happy. And I just left the car locked in the parking lot. They're going to look at it again tomorrow, which is Monday, and I'll be letting you guys know what they say. I'll also show you the final bill to show you what this is going to cost me, because I know it's not going to be cheap. So let me know what you guys think. Have you run into an issue like this before? Have you installed parts that caused a failure to another part that you had to eventually pay for, or remove the aftermarket part first before you could get the factory part repaired? Now, I am fully aware of the Magnuson-Moss Act that says that car manufacturers aren't allowed to deny you service for parts that are from the factory, but maybe you put other modifications on the car, and they're saying that it causes the issue. So that only is true if the part that you put on correlates with the part that failed. Just doing some driving here. I'm in Chicago, so traffic is a little bit hairy. So for instance, if you modify your frunk and you go in with brake issues, they can't say that your modification to the frunk caused the problems with your brakes, because they don't relate to each other. Now, if I come in and say, yeah, I'm having brake problems, and I go in and they see, oh, well, you put aftermarket calipers or aftermarket something on your brakes, then they could say that your mod caused the problem, and so we're not going to cover warranty repairs or anything like that because of that. My car is out of warranty, so this doesn't really matter. But if your car's still in warranty, just know that there is the Magnuson-Moss Act. It's a law that's in place that basically says that car dealerships can't charge you for warranty work if you installed some third-party part and it didn't cause the issue. They're going to try to argue that, but that's usually not the case. All right, so hopefully part 3 of this video is going to be the final video of this saga of getting my car repaired. I'm at the point where I'm really frustrated. I don't really think that this was a hand show power frunk issue. I think it was just an actuator failed. I've seen these happen on non-modified cars. You'll see other videos on YouTube of people getting the Tesla Mobile Ranger come out to their house to fix the same issue that I had with the frunk not opening, and they don't have power frunks. So I know that this is an issue that does happen. I don't think it's related. I was really close to just telling them to give me the parts for the actuators. I'll take them home and I'll do it myself. But there's always that chance of, once I get home, that I'm not going to be able to get that frunk open again, and I'll be in the same place I was before. So I'll go ahead and let them fix it this time. Lesson learned. So, all right, guys, if you like the video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to give me a thumbs down, really stick it to me good by hitting the thumbs down twice. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified to when that next video is. I'm going to be talking about all the final details about what happened with the repair, how much it cost, and going forward what the next video is going to be about. So I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.